time to organize this. We ask you to send us your guidance by the power of your Holy Spirit, so that all our deliberations may be for the good, may be for our own growth, our own good, the good of the nation, and for the entire world. We make this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you very much.
Gathering. We also thank you for those who have taken time to organize this. We ask you to send us your guidance by the power of your Holy Spirit, so that all our deliberations may be for the good, may be for our own growth, our own good, the good of the nation, and for the entire world. We make this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you very much. What to talk about, what to hear about today. First and foremost, I'm sure all of you, or most of you, are aware of the forthcoming film festival, which is being organized by Uganda Communications Commission, UCC. So we thought it necessary for you to hear about these preparations and also how beneficial it is to the Uganda film fraternity from the organizers themselves. In most cases, we complain backdoor. And so on. So this time we do not want that. It may be late for we as stakeholders in the film industry to make a major input in the preparations, because time is short from today to the event, but still we wanted to open the forum because the festival is here. We had it last year, it is here this year. It is not me to talk for them, but I hope it will be here next year. Festival, we shall call them again, and then we see the good, the bad, if there is to be any bad, so that we find the solution if need be, because it benefits us all. Managers tulina abakulu ku Uganda Communications Commission abategese film festival egenda okubeerawo bamanyi kiki ekigenda mu maaso. Twagala bo bennyini bajje babe nga batunyonyola kiki ekigenda okubeerawo. Nabali ebibuuzo babibuuzo okusinga okusanga bati simanyi ate gwe nagamba Nigeria gwe nagamba bannaganda kati nagenda okule ekiri wala. So we thought it better to get the facts tubereka funa tuli on the same footing. Then the other issue, we are waiting for Mr. Wasura. We are all aware of the exercise going on, fighting piracy, copyright. But the drinks you will pay for them if you want. So I welcome the Executive Director, National Cultural Center, who is going to officially welcome us here. We've been with him, we've gone to UCC with him. So
distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my colleague, the President for the Uganda Film Association, the Uganda Communications Commission colleagues, thank you for coming, and all of you here that have come for this particular meeting. And on behalf of Uganda National Cultural Center, maybe before I say that, for some society, I would therefore like to, in a very special way, welcome all of you to Uganda National Cultural Center. I must not only welcome you, but I also want to tell you that this is your home. And this is a place where, when you're talking about film, when you're talking about culture, this is where the home is. And I want to welcome you home. The other thing I wanted to say is that I'm also very happy that we have Uganda Communications Commission here with us, because for the last 2 years, I could say 2 years, they have been spearheading the film festival. And I want to commend them because we have been doing our filming in a disjointed way. It is a very rich industry, except that we have not yet exploited it to the full. We should be able to exploit the benefits from this industry to its fullest. And the ways to do it, I'm going to highlight a few things which will show you what I would think myself and as Uganda National Cultural Center. In March of this year, Uganda National Cultural Center and also a representative from the Uganda Communications Commission, we represented all of you in Arusha. And in that meeting, the meeting was about, they called it East African Film Festival, which eventually, after debate, we changed the name. Because we realized that if you talk of East African Film Festival, it is very narrow. It's just talking about events, a festival. We discussed and we changed the name to East African Film Forum. And I want to inform you that the East African Film Forum is now a reality. It is being housed by the East African community. And we are all members by virtue of being Ugandans or by virtue of being people in East Africa, because it's for the East Africa. UNCC was represented and is a member. UCC was also represented as a member, and several others. I signed on behalf of Uganda the memorandum and understanding of association of how we work. Therefore, I represent a bigger perspective, but the elections that went on. I thought I should say this because you are feeling the fraternity, and you must know that there's something happening, and I wish Mr. Waraga was here. He could have later on talked about it because he is one of the representatives. Our role is to preserve, and therefore that docket itself and that area, we also have a say in it. Actually, I have a much bigger say in it because it is in your sector. And therefore, if we call you together like this, we'd like you to come and help us to promote that sector. We also know that Uganda Communications Commission has a big role to play in that, because for them, they are controlling their regulatory body. And therefore, their role is to ensure that the sector is well regulated and is performing as required. They regulate the areas of spectrum and they regulate the areas of broadcasting, meaning that the issues of content comes in. It's a mandate of UCC or the Uganda National Cultural Center. I want to categorically tell you that we both have a role to play. But of course, from your perspective, you'll find that Uganda National Cultural Center has a bigger role to play, except that we are not doing it. Because we are not doing it, UNCC took it, and the mutual working relations continue. Now, having said that, I want to add and say that better is that after doing that, there are key areas that we thought as UNCC that we need. We had recently with the Uganda Tourism Board. I think this industry needs to be promoted. And the promotion of this industry, we need to ram it up to government. the same way that has been drummed up in other countries like Nigeria and so forth. So that government comes in. I was talking to a colleague yesterday. One of the areas that I would like us to talk about, all of us, is that we should be advocating to government to subsidize for us, maybe even remove taxes on equipment that are related to issues of filmography. These are the areas we should be looking at, so as to promote our sector. So I think this can be done together with all the stakeholders. And on behalf of UNCC, I think I shouldn't talk much. I want to once again welcome you to Uganda National Cultural Center, and I want to say, please feel free. This place is safe.
Lost. Is there anybody who has not followed, who has not understood? I don't want to waste time. I may go into translations which are not necessary. What ategedde tutya abazungu nabo bamanyi Uganda, bamanyi Lunyankole, bamanyi Luteeso. Tubeera nga tutegedde si musango. Okay.
Officer up here, climb here, is the one doing the registration. You can also do it online. We have the registration online. You can also go to your people here. They will be able to bring you and have the registration.
Tetumanyi muwendo gw'aba artists bali mu Uganda. Okay. Tuteeba buteebi oba mutwalo oba 15 oba tuwere emitwalo 10. Gavumenti kibeerera kyangu naffe giteekako force nekye twagala tukole ne bamanyi nga tumanyi n'omuwendo gwaffe. Tulina okufa okulaba ntwewandiisa. Okay. Tulina okufa okulaba ntwewandiisa tutegeere tuli bameka. Tekitugaana okwewandiisa mu national census ejja tumaze okwewandiisa nti erisi jagenda newandiisa mu industry ate kati wano n'enjaga zaki no ne mu kika kyammwe bajja bawandiisa ragenda wewandiisa yabona buli wamu nolwekino tutaaga okuba nga tukolaki nga twewandiisa. So twebaza nnyo Mr. Director nebyayogeddeko nebyasabye okubeera nti industry yeyongeramu amaanyi. Sabye aba UCC babe nti next festival tumitinge tulabe ate nti ey'omulundi oguddako eyongeramu amaanyi. Complex tenafunye y'abantu abamu batidde okuwayo firimu zaabwe nga tezirina subtitles. Kati oli atya okuspendinga sente ateekeko subtitles ku firimu ye agala te gavumenti egenda kuvuganya kubanga sizaabwereere tuziteekako. Kati bina tulina kubeera nga tubitunulamu naye tetusobola kubitandika kati tujja kuba nga tubitunulamu maybe after. Nebanga bana kyebasobola okukyogerako tujja kuba tukiwelkaminga. Njagala okubaniriza njagala okuyita Mr. Sselunkuma abeeko kyatubuulira then after that.
We've been keeping away, but now the doors are open. Let's come back to our home and together we can build our industry. I was given very few minutes, so a lot of time. Film industry. But so far, we are taking it as a by the way. But an extracurricular activity. When we ask, everybody says, I do this, but in my free time, I do film. Now, they cannot pass without seeing on TV, hearing on radio, fights. This This association is fighting this one. This one is fighting this one. This one is fighting this one. Why? Because we've not sat down to understand the dynamics and how the industry operates. Tulina associations nyingi. At every association, yatandikibwawo for a good cause. Every association is started for a good cause, I presume. But all the other industries, the other sectors we've seen, they've come together. You can find about 50 associations in the same sector, but when they come to speaking, they speak as one team. We had a meeting where we tasked the executive director. And then I know my rights, I know, so we need to get back to fighting. But we are fighting at the wrong time. We are fighting at the wrong time because the industry is still a baby. No teeth, no nothing, but we are already fighting. It's just like parents, you have a baby, newly born, lying down there, you are exchanging blows here. It's very, very easy to step on the baby and kill the baby and so on. And afterwards, we shall all sit back and say, oh, it was so 1 hour. Whose fault will it be? You, us as parents. So, let's put our egos on the side. Let's look at the industry. Let's come back on round table. If people are pirating our films, how do we handle them? How do we handle them? Do we need them or we don't need them? How can we handle them to sell our films? I'll give you one small example. You are our agent. We are giving you cards, we are giving you this, and we are giving you this. Sell our tobacco. He settled. He sold his cigarettes. He could no longer bring cigarettes from Tanzania. And BAT was happy, Kajibi was happy, everybody was happy. Can we do the same in the film industry? Look at the pirates. Because even pirates come into the industry, they are trying to survive, but they are surviving on other people's works. Now, the idea is, how do we bring them on board so that they help us reach the wider? Right now, we have our co-wives. Kenya are our co-wives in the film industry. In Kenya, they tell you in Uganda there is nothing like film, and they speak it proudly. The DSTV wanted 70 films, around 70, from the region, East African region. Uganda was given 1. Kenya was given 56. Tanzania about 10 and Rwanda some. Kenya. The reason given, our quality is bad. Another reason they gave was, we are disorganized. There are so many associations in Uganda. And whenever they came, they said that they talked to UCC, told them something else, so they got confused. Second, in Uganda, who do we deal with? I would appeal for unity in this particular meeting because we know what we are doing. Film, fighting. See? First of all, let's get together and then develop the industry. About that, Akasembayo, have we made our associations relevant to the industry? Have we made our association relevant to the industry? When Banga is association ABCD, is it relevant to the industry? Do people know what we do? You know, what's causing trouble is the fact that I form up an association, I don't take trouble to go and explain to the stakeholders. See, I say, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we have, and this, that, so that people can ask you questions, so that people can understand. People can follow you, knowing what they are following. But what we see today, everybody comes, and everybody, if, like the director said, if you don't involve the stakeholders, then you are shooting yourself in the foot. If you don't involve the stakeholders, you are shooting yourself in the foot. Our dear brothers from UCC, this is my opinion, okay? And these are my words. They are not words of anybody. They are mine. UCC
don't have the answer, and we get solutions. Fortunately, most of the issues are directed to my brother, and I want to encourage you that these issues that are coming, for me, they are for the good of the leaders. We need to just address them where it's possible, and where it's not possible, ask for time, and then it's addressed at a later stage. Now, the issues that came to me directly are related to mainly questions. There's a lady who requested that why wouldn't us as the art also request to have a member of parliament? My answer to this is, if you're asking a question like that, a member of parliament relates to a constituency. Now, the constituency needs to be defined. Now, for the constituency to be defined, now you're saying art. The question is, what is art and who are the members in the art fraternity? Now, I think that is where we have already started. Probably we first need to finish with our registration so that we know who is who in the art fraternity. Then the next stage will come and then we say, what is the objective that we would like to achieve? The first one, the second one, and the third one. Then we agree and say, if that is one of the objectives, then we can move with it, and there is a procedure. Then we'll need to petition, maybe the speaker, go to, and then, it will even involve amendment of the law. So it's a process. But what I want to encourage you is, first let us come together. That's the first thing. Let us come together like we're doing now. Then let us see that our objectives, the way we want to do our things, so that because not everybody is going to be an MP, even that MP is going to go there to fight for what we want. So what is it that we want? We define it properly, and then we take it from there. You might even find that if you define your objectives very clearly and you're all together and you have a very strong pressure group, maybe you don't need a member of parliament. But I leave that to you. But to me, that's how I would respond to it. But I can tell you, we are already beginning to have very good working relationship with parliament. They're supporting us. They're working with us. We were there 3 days ago as Uganda National Cultural Center. They welcomed us well. We presented our issues, which they have also taken into consideration. And we believe that working relationship will continue. I would like to say that. Then the other thing is about the film festival. How can we strengthen it? And then the issues, capacity building and so on. My brother may respond to them later on. But what I can tell you, members and friends, is that I am happy that you have come in.
Budgeting decade. Kitegeeza byonna ebipya mwebadde mu lukungaana luno and balowooza nti gavumenti ya Uganda ekwata ssente n'eziwa UCC. Si bwe kiri. UCC tefuna wadde 11 okuva gavumenti gyeri. Naye ngenda bannyonnyola lwaki UCC yeekwata ssente n'egezaako okudevelopinga film industry. Another entandika nagambye UCC regulator nga mu regulation omulimu okugaba license. Ffe mu film industry mandate yaffe obuvunanyizibwa bwaffe tugaba license eri omuntu agenda okuexhibitinga eba ebibanda okulaga firimu, cinema ne TV. Netugaba ne license omuntu aba library. Treasury kujja mu UCC tewali wadde kusu. Wabula gaffe nga bwe tuli government agency ffe tusembayo mu kyeyi. Omulimu gwaffe tujja kusobola ku licensinga muntu kibanda oba cinema oba distributor nga naye omulimu gwe tegutiridde kakye tugezaako okukola ffe nga UCC ku busente obutono bwe tuyina ne partnerships ze tuyina tusinza kukola tutyo okudevelopinga film industry n'olwensonga eyo abantu abalina ekirowoozo mu sente ze tukozesa ziva mu gavumenti yezituwa tupromotinga ekino